All right, y'all. Welcome back to Death Spot Podcast. We're here with another episode. Y'all know the finals just ended, so we gotta talk. We gotta talk about the finals. You know, I got my boy Reg with me, but joining us today, we got a couple of Celtics fans. I felt it would be right for them to come on here and get their little victory lap. It won't be long, but they will get the victory lap for a little bit, and then I will be cutting this shit off. So listen, let's jump right into it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all won the championship. Y'all could pick who want to go first, and tell me how you're feeling. And then we could get into the facts of what all went down. Talk to me.
Go ahead, bro.
Now you can go ahead first, bro. You got. I mean, you know that before, so you feel me? Go ahead. Got the map.
We can bring up the clips from the podcast before the season, man. I've been telling you all year there ain't nobody messing with our roster. Just the mismatches 1 through 5 that we create, no other team could fuck with it, man. And like I was telling you before we started recording, next year there's nobody that's gonna get better to fuck with us. We're going back to back. I mean, unless the Nuggets get somebody big, there's nobody else even close to being able to beat us. I've been telling y'all this. And at this point, too, we got everybody re-signed for next year. If Derek White come back, then we got everybody signed for 2 more years. It's looking ugly for the league, man.
Real fucking ugly. And listen, okay, so I want to get on Dev ass real quick, because after game 1, listen, this is before. Listen, I got so much shit to say, but I'll just break it down just to this series, okay? This series of long in the finals. After game 1, I mean, before the series even started, I told everybody if we have KP healthy, it's fucking wraps, and it's not close. I had the Celtics beating the Mavs without KP, but in a tough get 6 games. You feel me? 6-7 games, right? Mm-hmm. And before the series started, everybody just was like, even with KP, they thought they was going. Now, I just didn't see that. I never saw where the Mavs had the advantage on the Celtics. Nowhere on offense or defensively, they did not have an advantage. And I told Dev after game 1, I was like, I've really seen the inefficiencies the Mavs have offensively when Luka and Kyrie can't create for them, right? So you have Kyrie and Luka, who we can't doubt them. I think they're the best. I think they're the best offensive duo in the league. Not the best deep duo in the league. That's Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. I've been telling everybody. But they are the best offensive backcourt we've seen in a fuck ton, like a long-ass minute, right? But we can't. We have to acknowledge when they don't have it going, the other guys around them cannot create for themselves or create for others. PJ Washington is a great example. Good player. I thought he was their X factor. He didn't live up to any expectation. He didn't live up to the expectations this finals at all. And I didn't see why the hype expectations were so high. This is a player who just came from the Charlotte Hornets, who's never played in any playoff games before he's seen the Mavs, right? Mm-hmm. Played games, but it was all off of Luka and Kyrie and what they could create and getting open looks for him in the corners, because he can't shoot anywhere in the top of the key. And we all knew that. Same for Derrick Jones Jr. If they don't have an open corner 3, they not making nothing, right? From 3. Mm-hmm. And I told him, I said, the Celtics, on the other hand, they have 5 legitimate players that can create for themselves and create for others. You know how valuable that is? And you know how much NBA teams that can say they have 5 players, they're starting 5, all can create for themselves and create open looks for everybody on the team. And everybody I heard all year, I heard, yeah, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown can't win together. Yeah. They can't coexist. They're not good enough. They're not even the best duo in the league. They're not top 5. I heard all of them. And even if you did believe that, the pieces around Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are good enough for that to not even play a factor into them becoming the superstar duo that everybody said they weren't. Because when you see 2 players that legitimately are top 15 players, Jason Tatum is a top 5 player in my opinion. I've been said he's top 4 since the beginning of this year, right? When he was MVP race, I thought he was the best player in the world, right? And he kind of stagnated throughout the season. And then Jaylen Brown, the most underrated player. How the fuck did he get snubbed from all 13 All-NBA? Please fucking someone tell me how the fuck he got snubbed for 13 All-NBA. And matter of fact, all defensive team as well. Because this year's all defense first team was like an abomination. I'm not gonna lie. I did not agree with that first team All NBA whatsoever. Jason, I thought Derek White deserved to be first team All NBA all defense. My personal opinion, but there were just so much things that the media just threw out when it came to Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and what they've accomplished together in their 7 years together since Jason Tatum's got. We've seen this duo as a rookie and a second year go to the Eastern Conference Finals without Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. We've seen that. And since then, they've been doing nothing but winning since they've been healthy. Every year they've been healthy, they've been at least in the Eastern Conference Finals, right? And everybody forgets that none of the all-time greats, Jordan, LeBron, or all-time duos never won until they got into their prime. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are now hitting their prime. Okay? Before this, they were 23, 24. How old was Jason Tatum when he had that horrible finals or quote-unquote horrible finals, even though he played
he was 24
in 2007, right? All we did was just
D-Wade when he won his first ring?
Huh?
How old was D-Wade when he won his first ring, Red?
About 23?
Yeah,
24 too. That's the one exception though.
How old is Shaq though?
How old was Shaq?
Shaq at that time was he was like 34.
Yeah.
Easily.
Like,
averaging 12.
Yeah, averaging 12. He was averaging 12.
Come on. Come on, Dan.
D-Wade's the one exception to that.
The Shaq he was in LA, I will admit that, but let's not act like Shaq wasn't still as a dominant player in this league. He was definitely.
The only thing I say about that is what I always tell y'all. Y'all comparing it to players that came in and was on weak ass teams that didn't have no supporting cast. Name me a player that came in and got drafted to a team with their second option already there that took this long. When you look at it, Magic Johnson, he had Kareem when he got there. Kareem was getting older, but he was still good. They won right away. Tim Duncan won in his second year. D-Wade won in his third year. We talking about you bringing up players like LeBron who didn't get good teammates or a Jaylen Brown caliber teammate until he left Cleveland. Then you said Michael Jordan. He didn't get a Jaylen Brown caliber player until Scottie Pippen. And then as soon as he got Scottie Pippen, boom, 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 they got to the conference finals. Then they won like 2-3 years later. It wasn't.
Well, why are we acting like Jaylen Brown was always this good?
Jaylen Brown averaged 6 points before Tatum got in the league. Let's talk about that. You talking about him like he's an All-NBA player back then. When Tatum came into the league, Jaylen Brown wasn't even a starter. He was coming off the bench. In that roster that Tatum took to the Eastern Conference Finals, it was Terry Rozier who shit down his leg after the first round. You can look up the stats. It sucked. Jaylen Brown was getting better.
Did Jaylen Brown not lead them in scoring that series?
No, Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum did.
We had Marcus Morris and Terry Rozier starting in the Eastern Conference Finals. You talking about an elite roster? Come on, bro.
No, bro.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
Y'all go back to that 1 year. That was a cool run against.
That was the year you said. Let's talk about when he came into the league. That was his roster when he came into the league.
And he was able to grow with his second option from day one. How long has Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum?
That's what you said though. You said he came into a roster that was filled with talent. That's not a filled roster with talent. Jaylen Brown wasn't that guy back then. They grew together. Yeah.
He got drafted to a team that already had his second option in place. I didn't say they was super crazy, but they was a team that did go to the Eastern Conference Finals before that, and Jaylen Brown had already got to see that, and they got to grow together over the course of 7 years.
That's like saying Shaq came to the Lakers when they drafted Kobe. Yeah, he came in with the second option. Kobe wasn't nearly as good when he came, but when Shaq came to LA, and it took how many years until they won their first championship?
4
exactly.
years.
It took them
4 years.
3 years.
It took, but listen, but it took a while for Shaq and Kobe.
That was a bad. It took them 3 years. That's all I'm saying.
And it's not. That's not even a good. That's not even a perfect example because it's not. We're not saying that Jason Tatum came in guns blazing. He had also developed. He also had to develop.
How long before this development period ended? They at least been a good duo for 5 years.
And hold on, and coming out the draft in that coming out the first year of Jason Tatum, after we just saw him in the Eastern Conference Finals go head to head with LeBron James, the greatest that LeBron James. I didn't give LeBron the GOAT status. I have LeBron as my GOAT. I did not give him the GOAT status until that 2018 run. I don't give a fuck if he lost. That LeBron James, who carried Marcus Morris to the fucking rim, that was the greatest player I've ever seen. And Jason Tatum and Terry Rozier and Jaylen Brown, Al Horford took them to games. It took him to game 7, right? That in itself, after the first season, people were talking about Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons.
So then the question, you get that type of experience their first year, right, Reg? They go to game 7 with Brown. They almost take him down. Now you got these 2 wing players.
So then
you fast forward 6 years of underachieving, and then y'all be like, why be so hard on him?
You trying to say it would have been more impressive to miss the playoffs and lose in the first round 3 times like Luka did, then to get to the finals, or to go to the Eastern Conference Finals consistently be a winner, and then win it all? Because right now you're saying just because they won, you're discrediting them.
Exactly.
How am I just
your argument is because they were successful in the beginning?
The teams they've had, y'all be wanting to play victim. I don't know why everybody's saying that they couldn't have got it done, because y'all haven't been getting it done with these players already in line. Now, if Luka and Kyrie been together for 4-5 years, it would be the same thing. I don't even know where Luka. I didn't even say nothing about Luka. I'm talking about why y'all saying why people saying y'all can't get it done. Because y'all just showed it. Y'all was just up on the Warriors and showed y'all was the better team, and then shit it down your leg. Y'all just was down 3-0 to a fucking 8th seed. Y'all just like it be shit, like it's clear shit of why people be doubting y'all. Like it wasn't just like out of their ass.
No, I do, but that's why.
Like Reg, what are we talking about here?
That's true. But now when we win, y'all all need to shut up and say we was wrong. Y'all said we couldn't get it done all year. No. All year this year, before the season, you said y'all not gonna get it done because of Tatum and Brown. You yourself told me that.
And did I not tell you that I already gave you congrats? That don't mean that we were wrong for the previous years when y'all was shitting down the bed.
We're not saying y'all was wrong. We saying y'all talked all that shit for years coming. Y'all talked that shit this year, even though you saw how dominant we were. You said it don't matter. You said y'all not gonna get it done because those 2 players can't win. So now that we win and we take our victory lap, y'all need to shut up and say you were wrong. They can get it done. They got it done, and they got it done without their starting center in the entire playoffs. And they only lost 3 games in the entire playoffs. And if we're gonna be real, besides the 17 Warriors or the KD Warriors, this is the best team we've seen in the last 20 years. If we're gonna be real about it.
Reese.
Hey, let's be real about it, bro.
Oh, hold on. Now I gotta go back.
We just went 16-3 in the playoffs with our starting center.
Right there.
Let's be real. Tell me who's better.
And it's like y'all
tell me who better.
When y'all didn't have to play nobody's best player until y'all got to the finals. Y'all hold on. As if where was that like?
But it don't matter because y'all told us all season it don't matter who coming out the West. We getting ran. When we found out it was the Mavs, everybody said the Mavs. They said Mavs in 6. All the analysts that you told me they didn't say. All the analysts said Mavs in 6. All the bets of the common people said Mavs. All the homies said the Mavs.
First,
and now that the Mavs lost, it don't matter. Y'all played a weak team.
Hold on, Dev. I have a question for you. What did the Mavs prove? You're talking about, oh, they were down 3-0 against Miami, 8th seed Miami. Where was the Maverick this time? That time the same time. Where were the Mavericks that same time when the Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were down 0-3 in the Eastern Conference Finals? Where was Kyrie and Luka?
Fucking a year. What was that, a year ago?
That was a year ago. After they had just played 15. You compare a team, 2 guys that have been together 7 years to 2 guys that were together 15 games. And then as soon as they got us full season, their first year, they went to the finals together. That's all I'm saying.
So for me, I'd like to see some consistency before I give anybody. I have to see a couple seasons because if the Miami Heat, the big 3 Miami Heat didn't work the first year and win a championship, that means everybody else can lose. The Warriors almost lost to the Houston Rockets in the Western Conference Finals. If it wasn't for all-time worst shooting by the Houston Rockets, and shooting what they missed 28 threes that year that game, right? And they only lost by single digits. My point is we don't see usually good teams work out the first year. That's not what I'm holding them to. I'm saying,
but Reg, real quick to cut you off. Did you not just say Houston would have won if they didn't shoot horrible from the 3? But when I said if the Mavs would have shot better from 3, they would have had a chance, you told me that was bullshit.
Because no,
is that not the same thing?
No, but the thing is though, The Mavs were only efficient from 3 in one spot, corner 3, and
they shot 17% from the 4 of us. We could get on the court right now. I don't even know. I know you look at basketball, Reese, but I don't know about you, my boy. I know Reg Cooper. We could get on the court right now, and we would not shoot 17% from wide open.
But there's clearly statistics that show
abominable.
No, hold on. Let me say something real quick.
If y'all would have told me that, I would have never came out with no prediction. I would have said nothing. But
before the series, I told you it's all a math game. Joe Mazzulla gonna play the math. I told you that before the series, and you said math don't matter. You told me that. You said it don't matter. The Timberwolves. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. PJ Washington and Derrick Jones Jr. shoot 20% outside of corner threes. 20%. And that's all they shot the whole series.
Facts.
It's not our fault that y'all players are dog shit from anywhere but the corner. We guard the one spot y'all could score. 65% of your offense came from lobs and corner threes. There was 8 lobs the entire series and 5 made corner threes.
And and to add on to that,
I can't change your entire team just suddenly because Joe Mazzulla outsmarted you.
And 85%.
Joe Mazzulla outsmarted y'all team.
They do not shoot. You got to show me the stat. They do not shoot 20% on wide open threes outside of the corner. That is
20% in general on
that
threes
is just,
outside
that
the corner.
shit you just pulled out your ass.
The 20.
No, just general. He's talking about in general.
I didn't say on wide open. They shoot 20% from 3 outside the corner.
I'm talking about 70% on wide open threes.
That's fine, but they are inefficient shooters outside the corner. You leave the bad shooters open. We let bad shooters shoot, and they missed.
PJ wasn't hitting elbow threes in the Timberwolves series.
And what I tell you, Deb, what I tell you, that shit's fake. He sucks. I told you that.
Now PJ sucks, bro. That's what I be saying, bro.
And what happened? I said PJ can only score in one spot. He can shoot from the corner, and that's it. And he can only stand still. He has to wait for Luka to give him the ball, wait for Kyrie to give him the ball.
That's not really true. PJ was getting to the hole. He had a bad game 5, but he was having an okay season.
And I told you that too. When he was getting to the hole, he was doing his shit, but he can't shoot. You can't shoot, you're not going to win.
It's not even Washington's a bad player. He just can't create for himself. That's just it. That's the only reason I told you before the series started that I do not believe that the Mavs have an efficient offensive player that can create for themselves and create for others outside of Luka and Kyrie. That's a problem. The Celtics have 5. All 5 of their starters. Drew Holiday can score, create for themselves, play defense. Jaylen Brown, score, create for himself, play defense. Jason, all of the above. All of the above. Derek White, all of the above. That's 5 players I just named that can create for themselves, right? And it showed in the stats when the Mavericks in the finals, when they showed after game 5, they came up with the statistic that 85% or like 80% of the Mavs offense either came from a playoff that included Kyrie or Luka. That's a problem.
That's definitely for sure.
Where you see that at?
If we're gonna talk about it too, about your boy Luka, they played him in single coverage the entire series and he couldn't average 30. And he was inefficient. If we're gonna talk about that.
He averaged 29.5. So
he couldn't average 30 and he didn't get a single double team.
Y'all can say single, bro. It was people in help. Like y'all act like it was just he could go one-on-one the whole series. Like, come on now.
More than 50% of his possessions, she was one-on-one.
You said what?
More than 50% of his possessions, she was one-on-one.
So then that's another 50%. So then that means half of the, like, what are you talking?
So what superstar player is getting that coverage? Jaylen Brown got doubled more than Luka.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you acting like Luka is the only person that gets doubled like this? And every superstar,
Let's talk about how Joe Mazzulla said.
Y'all just said he got single coverage the whole time.
But Joe Mazzulla said, I dare Luka to get
double. I'm just answering your question. You said he got to go single coverage the whole time. Now you said I'm complaining about him having to get double. No, I'm not. I'm just saying you lying, saying he had to go to single coverage the whole game.
But Joe Mazzulla said, I dare Luka and Kyrie to beat us. I dare. We're gonna let them score and not let anybody else score. And I told you that before the series. That's exactly what he's gonna do.
And then if
I dare Luka to go for 50 and beat us, and he couldn't do it. If Kyrie just didn't show up, y'all acting like that's who Kyrie is. Kyrie hasn't showed up in the playoffs since he played with Braun. That's who he is.
Because Kyrie not having a good play. Why? What are we talking about here? Y'all
he hasn't showed up in the playoffs since he played with Braun.
Get to that part.
Tell me when he has.
Get to that part because Kyrie has not played good since LeBron.
He hasn't showed up in the finals in 8 years. I was in high school last time he played good.
So he didn't. So now Kyrie didn't have a good playoffs. Now we saying he was bad the whole playoffs.
I didn't say the whole playoffs. I said he hasn't been a good playoff performer in 8 years.
So that means he didn't have a good playoff.
Change.
He didn't play good in the series leading up to the finals.
He played mid.
Nobody said
Kyrie standards.
Just said he ain't played good since Bron.
He's a playoff dropper. He gets worse.
Bron on the Mavs this year.
Hold on.
Bron was not on the Mavs this year.
Question, Dev. Answer this question. When's the last time Kyrie played a full playoff tournament from beginning to end that he was consistent? 2016. He has not done it since. You can't name me that he played.
They was with the Nets. They was finna win it all. He got hurt. He was having a great playoff. He did win because he got hurt. That's not saying
get to the end. I'm sorry. Injuries are a part of the fucking game, bro. I'm sorry. And we've seen it. We've seen it last year with the Celtics. We've seen it.
That's not saying he ain't played good. And that's the say. Reg, was Kyrie having a good playoff?
Nah, I was thinking about what they were saying. I the first thought in my head was the Nets, and he got hurt. But what I actually heard exactly. He said from first round to the finals. We ain't seen that. We ain't seen that since 2016.
But if we're gonna bring up the Nets, like saying he's playing good on the Nets,
disqualified 3 rounds of
but you just brought up
going into the playoffs, and then the last time he was in the finals, he didn't play bad. The last time he just ain't been back to the finals. The one he got hurt.
But you bringing up the Nets, the year.
You don't do that. Like the NBA wars out, bro. I'm sorry. He didn't play good the whole playoffs. I'm sorry.
In the year he got hurt on the Nets,
playoffs.
You telling me he played good on the Nets? It was a 6-game sample size. Congrats, he played good for 6 games. Who cares?
Was they not smoking them? Like,
what? 6 games, Dad. We just saw
they were up 45.
If we go on 6, games,
Red, Teague on this podcast, like, that shit was over. We know they was in the back talking about it. They said Kyrie got hurt, and they was like, okay, maybe we gonna win. It was no action. Kyrie was
if we're gonna talk about a 6-game sample size, and if that's the case, and the first 6 games this year, people are saying Ant's the next GOAT, and then we saw what happens. If that's the case, then you can't say Kyrie was gonna play consistent.
We just see Kyrie for 3 rounds. Before the finals, Kyrie played good for 3 rounds. Coming into the finals, he had literally just had a 36-point game to close out the Timberwolves in 5. He had been playing good. All I'm saying is y'all saying he ain't looked good since Bron, and why would I think Kyrie was going to play good when he had been playing good against good defenders?
I didn't think Kyrie was going to shit the bed like this.
No.
Yeah,
I didn't like 4. He averaged 14 in the first 2 games.
And neither did y'all. Y'all can
I'm like, whoa.
Man, I told you before the series, Kyrie's my last concern.
No.
What? We didn't bring up the text.
Because no, not even.
I can bring up the text messages. I told you I'm going to
Kyrie was going to play that bad.
But that's before we even get to offense. Look, you don't want to talk about defensive inefficiencies in Luka and Kyrie. I've been told you before the series started that they was going to get picked on.
They don't play defense anyway.
Hold on, y'all. I have a question. What would they do with any person who's guarding Kyrie? What would they do? They go straight to the dunker spot. And you know why? They go straight to the dunker spot. Give me the ball because I got Kyrie on me, his little ass boy. And anybody who starts driving,
it wasn't really that big of a deal though, because when you look at it, they said over the 5-game sample size, that's the lowest amount of points y'all scored all season. That's about, if you would have told me coming into the series, y'all was gonna average 105 points, I would have felt good about the Mavs winning. Reese, you just said it before. It's the same thing. I mean, before we got on the pod against the Warriors, it was just that your offense was playing inefficient, so it made it look bad. Y'all was not giving up hella points. 105, y'all, that was the lowest amount of points y'all scored in a 5-game sample size the whole season. So if you'd have told me 105 was what it was going to be, I would have thought it would have been sweet. But if you told me Kyrie was going to give me 14 and 5 where y'all was at, and then go home and give me 35 in one game and what he had 22 in the other, I would have never, even if he would have gave them the 22, they would have had a better chance in that game 2. And they would have had a chance in that game 3 to then it would be a whole different series.
Hold on. So what you just said? Well, you just said that we had the worst 5-game stretch all season, and we beat them in 5 games.
Scoring.
What are we talking about?
But what was the narrative all season though?
It was in the NBA Finals, and we swept. We bet gentlemen swept. What does that tell you?
that Kyrie shit at the bed, and that's what I've been saying since game one. We first did our first live.
We shit the bed
we
too.
shot. Yeah, exactly. We played horrible and still whooped y'all.
Y'all had a 26-point game from Drew. Y'all had
he shot wide open layups.
Y'all had
a 26 points.
Sure did.
He shot 13 layups uncontested.
The game one, Reg, did they not go? Did y'all not hit about 18 threes in game one? So that was the telling point in game one. That's what it turned on threes.
We shot below our average.
They shot 38% from the three for the
season. We shoot 38%
%.
from three the whole season and the playoffs.
So what did y'all shoot in game one? What did y'all shoot in game one?
30. We shot our average. I told you that on Twitter. We shot our average.
So then, what are you talking about? So y'all did what y'all supposed to do in game one.
One game where we shot average. We won by 20. Then we had 4 games where we shot below average, and we won every one of those games. All season, the narrative was if the Celtics don't make threes, we don't win games. That's what y'all said.
Y'all made more threes than the Mavs in every single game. That's what I'm telling you.
So when the best shooting team in the league makes more threes than the 10th best shooting team in the league, we're surprised?
But you're saying it as if like, oh, well, we were struggling from three and we didn't. Well, yeah, if you struggling from three, but the other team is doing work. That's like saying, bro,
if one team shoots 40% and goes down to 35%, and one team shoots 30% and goes down to 25%, they both went down 5%. It don't matter. They both shot bad. It don't matter. We still a significantly better shooting team.
That's not even a quit. Like, oh yeah.
We shoot 80% better than the Mavs in general, and we both shot worse. We still gonna shoot better just because we didn't shoot way worse.
So they
got worse than we normally shoot.
How are y'all using three as if y'all would still have the advantage when threes like y'all was expected to do? That's not like y'all saying, oh, it'd be one thing if it was like, oh, the Mavs outshot us from three, and we were still able to win even though we had to overcome the three drop. It wasn't that. They wasn't making their open threes.
The narrative was if we don't make 25 threes a game, we not gonna win. That's what the media said all season.
Nobody said that, bro. 25.
Oh my God, bro.
What? If you want to act stupid, bro, what are we doing here, bro?
That's facts. No, that's not even. That's not even. What's it called? A lie. Like, because
40% people said 25 threes was the line y'all picked.
Yeah. 47% of our offense was from three. We shoot more from three than anybody since fucking the Warriors, bro. Like statistically, we're the Houston Rockets, the 2018 Houston Rockets, bro. We live and die, but we're the definition of live and die by the three. We're the definition of it. We've been doing it all season, and after game 4, the Mavs in total has scored more points than us up until that point. The Mavs outscored us in the series after game 4. And we still came on in game 5 and won. Like, I don't understand where you're coming from because you're saying the Mavs played this bad, and then at the same breath you say, oh, the Celtics, they could have taken advantage of the Celtics doing this bad. They were both playing bad and you still got fucked.
So Reg,
hold on, and one more question: if that real shit, if the Celtics and the Mavs were both playing to their full potential offensively, right? Who would have won that series?
Listen.
Let's say like everybody's playing with how they're supposed to. They're playing up to their expectations. Just answer my question. If everybody was playing up to their expectations and Kyrie did his thing that you were saying he didn't, Luka was not flirting with the ref the whole fucking game and gets ejected. Like if all those things don't go the way you're saying it did, right? And the Celtics also play their best, who you think win that series?
I don't see how much. I think if Kyrie do what Kyrie, I'm telling you, I feel like the Mavs could have won that series. If your second best player don't show up,
this is Dev's argument.
Time in history where the second best player didn't show up to that caliber, and y'all won. Let me tell you, game 1 y'all made 16 threes, shot 38%. That's on brand. Game 2, y'all shot under the game 2. You only made 10 threes in game 2. That was the game. Game 3.
That first quarter.
So okay, hold on. So through 2
y'all
games,
made 17 threes on 37% in game 3.
Okay, so through 3 games, how many threes they shot?
Shit, it's a hell of them.
I know through 2 games for sure, the Mavericks as a team had 13 attempted 3-pointers, and Luka had 8 of them.
Made.
And the Celtics they've been doing this all season. We overcome at 3 when we don't have.
But y'all saying y'all didn't shoot good in 2 of the 3 games. Y'all shot 37 and 38% from the 3 and made 16 and 17 threes. That is
below our average. That's below average.
What is y'all average?
Good shooting team. Just because we have good shooting teams don't mean you can say, oh, they made 16 threes.
No, that's
25 made
Nah, I
threes
get
this
that.
year.
I get that for sure.
Y'all don't make, bro, 20. The record is like 20. Y'all don't make 25 threes a game. Y'all make about 17 to 19 threes, which y'all made at y'all percentage. If you shoot 38% and you trying to be hella particular, y'all shot under. Under is 37%. So instead of a 90, you, like, what do you? It's like right there.
But
also,
I feel like
game that y'all won.
But also, I feel like the Celtics have been. If you watch the Celtics have been doing this all season. When we don't have Porzingis, I don't know how much plays. I know we played a good stretch without Porzingis, and we overcompensate from three. We shoot more threes when we don't have Porzingis because people get free looks at the rim. We don't protect the rim good when we don't have Porzingis before. It's just a clear known fact. And I do think that I'm pretty sure the Mavs scored more points than us in the paint by a large margin too as well. So let's not act like the Mavs were just not out here scoring as well. They were getting to the rim because we had no weak side help, no weak side help whatsoever in terms of Porzingis and what he's able to do. Everybody saw what he did in Game 1, and the reason why I had him as the X factor in the series completely. Because if he's on the court, the Mavs can never fuck with us on any level. They don't have enough offensive. Dev, you keep talking about Kyrie and Luka. You have not brought up one other Maverick in terms of outside of PJ Washington that you can point to, because you can't tell me that those guys were supposed to play as good as they did in the playoffs. They never show you that, bro.
They did what they were supposed to do. Derrick Jones was having about the same amount of scoring as he was having in the early series. That's what I'm saying. PJ did what he'd been doing outside of hitting a three. Everybody was doing about what they needed to do. The reason we keep harping on Kyrie is because when you look at what everybody did for the Mavs, if you look at the playoffs, Derek Lively and Gafford, they gave you about what they had been giving you. Derrick Jones was hustling, playing defense, and giving you about anywhere from 9 to 13 points. That's what we expected. PJ in them early games, he had 17. I think he had a 15-point game, and he was playing solid deep. That's what we was expecting.
So Dev,
all I was asking.
I got a question. So what your argument is, if Kyrie played up to his expectations and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum still played worse than their expectations, then y'all would have won? Because Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum averaged less than what they averaged the rest of the playoffs. So if your argument is if Kyrie played better and we still played worse and y'all would have won, that's fine. But the question asked was, if we all averaged what they were supposed to, then what would have happened? So if you're going to bring up Kyrie playing better, then bring up the fact that the Celtics also played worse.
I already answered that question, though.
But you brought up the team shooting threes. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum shot significantly worse.
So if they shot significantly worse and the other guy shot significantly better, Drew scored way more points. So like I said,
left him wide open.
Like I said to you a lie. In the one game where they shot bad, Drew went for 26. If Tatum would have went for his normal points, Drew would have been way down closer to 12, so it would have averaged out. They replaced it. So it was the same.
So did.
We already talked about that.
That's all I hear. Who coulda, woulda, shoulda? Coulda, woulda, shoulda, Dev. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. All I've seen all playoffs.
I'm saying. Y'all keep what happened, and then when I get my reason, then y'all say it's bullshit.
No,
but
you bringing up Drew scoring 26, and we told you the reason for that is you put Kyrie on him. You can't put Kyrie on anybody. The issue with the Mavs is you have two cones on the court at all times, and you told me specifically before the series, Kyrie is a plus defender now. You told me that. You can't say that, and then when Drew scores 30 on him, they had to complain about it. They left Drew on Kyrie. They left Kyrie on Drew.
I did not say that. I said he had been playing.
He was only a plus defender on.
They complain about him playing bad defense. He's a bad defender. Luka's a bad defender.
I haven't said one thing about their defense. I haven't made one excuse about defense.
But you bringing up how Drew scored 26. The reason he scored 26 is
you don't care what the reason is.
With him.
The thing is, it happened. So I'm saying, y'all keep talking about Jason Tatum to play good. It was the points that he usually give is replaced by the extra 10 or 12 points that Drew Holiday don't usually have. That's all I was saying. I wasn't making an excuse as to why he scored. I haven't said one thing about why Drew Holiday scored. You said if everybody do what they normally do. So if everybody do what they normally do, then Drew gonna have about 12 points.
But if you're saying
Tatum go up.
But you saying Drew scoring that because Tatum wasn't shooting the ball. Tatum was shooting the ball. He just shot bad.
And Tatum was.
So if Tatum still scores 30 that game, he shot 25 shots that game when Drew had 26. He still shoots 25 shots. If he makes more of those shots, Drew gets even more wide open. You act like Tatum gonna start ball hogging. You trying to project Luka on him, bro. This not Luka. This Tatum. You trying to project on Tatum, bro. Tatum
y'all keep trying to throw
play
shots.
basketball.
I'm just trying to get. All I'm doing is answering the question that y'all asking. Y'all ask me if they play, if people play to their position. That's my opinion. I'm giving y'all my opinion. If you tell me Kyrie was getting the same looks he was getting in the Timberwolves series, he was getting his mid-range pull-ups, he was getting his threes and transitions. It just wasn't falling. That's the only difference early on. Game 5.
No, that's not the only difference. No, that's not. No, don't lie. No. Back it up. It was not that. It was because he was facing the best on-ball defense of all the whole playoff. That's why. That's why it wasn't. Hold on, Dev. You keep discrediting the Celtics defense on effect on Kyrie and Luka. You have to acknowledge it. This is not just Kyrie and Luka were just missing open shots. No, they were playing against the best on-ball defense.
No, so he was playing the D, but that still don't make up for the fact that when he got an open look, he did knock it down. I didn't say all his looks was open.
They knocked down every open shot they had. No,
but Dev, I agree with you. He
shot 43% on open looks.
Okay, but listen, Dev, can we agree that he's missing off the open look? But against the rest of the 3 series, nobody made Kyrie and Luka play defense. Nobody made them play defense. As soon as they had to play defense, their offense went down.
Kyrie not guarding Shea, bro. What are we talking about? Yes, they was.
Hold on. And Dev, we could go back to the comments of the first video I commented on it, bro. I told you the reason why the Celtics were going to beat the Mavs, what it was going to come down to is them picking on Kyrie and Luka in the pick and roll and putting them in the dunker spot every time they come. Because they can't, especially with Kyrie, because he can't fucking guard nobody. He just fucking can't.
And listen,
I will give this to Kyrie. The only person he played good defense on, and it's embarrassing to say, is Jason Tatum. That was the only person he ever played good defense on. That was it. That outside of him in one game, he played good against Jason Tatum defensively. He was a fucking cold in the whole series. Man, and I told you when I told you when we have 2 defensive players, two of the best on-ball perimeter defenders in the fucking league going up against Kyrie and Luka, when they don't have to contribute much energy on the offensive end, because they have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum on one end. And they could just take off on one end and just play good defense on the Mavs and Luka and Kyrie. I told you this was what they was gonna do, and you can see on Kyrie and Luka's faces they was gassed. Not only from the rounds before, because they won 7 games with 2 different teams, but because Kyrie and Luka are being guarded by the best backcourt defense since we've seen in a fucking long time.
Hey, and let me say something too. Beginning of the season, Dev said Drew and Derek White will be the reason we don't win. I just want to bring that up.
And did I not give you?
That's the reason we gonna lose. That's the reason we gonna lose.
Wait, what did he say? Hold on. What did he say?
He said our backcourt is gonna be worse than any good playoff team we play, and that's the reason we gonna lose.
As soon as Kyrie got back to the Cleveland, to the Mavs, he went for 35. He was just so it's hard to just be like. Then he had 20-something in his 2 games. He averaged close to 28 points in Dallas. So it's not like that's what I'm saying. It's not like it was just
let me throw some out there though.
And did Drew and Derek White not play in those 2 games in Dallas? He got his whole head in Boston.
Okay, let me throw some out there though. The reason what you brought up in the beginning of the pod about why we've lost in the past, and the reason what you've been saying for years is we're mental midgets. That's what y'all said. That's the word y'all term. Maybe not you, but you was retweeting all the shit Bear was saying. Mental midgets. So let's talk about how Kyrie was a mental midget in Boston.
I'm trying to talk about it, but y'all keep saying it don't matter.
So let's be accountable and say he wasn't ready for the moment.
I'm not saying, hold on. I'm not saying it didn't play a factor.
Up is the reason. That's what I've been saying for 5 minutes, and y'all keep saying that don't matter.
But
you saying he was a mental midget.
So you telling me if we ran that back, he would suddenly do better? Is that what you're trying to argue or no?
How the fuck would I know?
I don't know, because what's his record in Boston? Since he left,
he's 1-14 since he stopped on the logo.
He's 1-14 since he stopped on the logo. And the 1 game was game 4.
So let's bring that up. Kyrie not playing Boston.
Mental midget.
So you and Reese trying to act crazy, because Reese, before the pod, you just said it was for the offense, and now you got your boy here and y'all on here going back and forth, who ride, so you just riding with it because you said that before. And then on top of that, and you said after game 1 on live, you said I expect Kyrie to play much better. Now you on here running around with your chest poked out talking about
played better.
He played better though.
He played better.
This is
he played better. And y'all
Red,
still
I
lost.
regret giving them their victory lap because now they just fucking lying. Now
He
we
played
just
better
fucking
and y'all lost.
lying.
Hold on.
So Reese, before the pod, did you not just say, yeah, it was just like when we lost to the Warriors, it wasn't really the defense, but the defense got a lot of blame, but it was our offense being inefficient. And did you not tell me after game 1 on live that you thought Kyrie was going to play much better than he did because that was not the Kyrie you knew? I just need yes or no questions. I asked both of y'all one question. I need a yes or a no, because now.
But my argument now isn't that the offense was the reason y'all lost. I mean, isn't that the offense that y'all would have won? I'm still saying that, yes, the offense was inefficient, but if you saying the Dallas offense was inefficient, then you have to talk about how Boston was inefficient too. You can't say Dallas magically gets better. You say, if Dallas would have shot better, we would have won. Okay, if Boston would have shot better, we would have blown y'all even more.
But the Celtics shot their average.
Hold on, Dev.
The Celtics shot their average in 2 of the 3 games in the first 3 games.
Word for word.
But they're not there.
Listen, no, hold on. Word for word, you said that is the worst 5 games Boston played on offense the entire season.
That's the lowest point.
You said that.
Yes.
Okay.
But
no, hold on. Let me finish my point. You can't say that's the worst we played all season on offense and then say, okay, well, if Kyrie would have played better, we would have won. Okay, if the Celtics would have played better, we would have blown y'all out even more. You can't just magically say, y'all play better, we play worse. That don't make sense.
Overlook what I'm telling you. If y'all shots, y'all did not shoot as bad as y'all making it out. Y'all came.
It was the worst 5 games of the whole season.
From
the entire season. You said that. You told me that.
I said that was your lowest score at 5. That don't mean that y'all didn't do what y'all supposed to do from 3. Y'all did.
I'm not saying 3. I'm saying if our offense played up to its standards, you're not saying if Kyrie shot better from 3. You saying if Kyrie played offense in general.
He went over 8
just from 3
series.
So just from 3, nowhere else matters, is what you're saying. That's your argument or no?
You being rare. I don't know what the fuck you even talking about.
I'm asking you. Are you saying Kyrie played better on offense in general, or Kyrie played better on offense?
You're not being consistent because you.
Tell me, Deb, just answer me this.
I'm telling you, if you Reese coming into
no, Deb, answer. Are you saying if Kyrie shot better from 3, or are you saying if Kyrie played better on offense in general? Which one?
It's all the same shit. He needs to.
For me, it's the offense because I really I didn't expect 14 points through 2 games. Me personally.
I agree with that, but if Dev's saying if Kyrie played better on offense in general, then we could say the same thing. If the Celtics played better on offense in general and not the worst 5 games they played all season, then it would have been close. You can't say if Kyrie played better, but you got to keep it consistent. If they both played better,
y'all had people contribute. That's what y'all.
Yeah, I was about to say for me personally, Kyrie he didn't show up at all, but also other people didn't show up at all either. Game 1 and game 2, Lively forgot how to play basketball. Period.
But Lively can't do nothing on offense but dunk a ball. We stopped that.
He's a rookie as well. But listen, I'm talking about from round 1 to round 3, he was looking great. Round 4, he actually looked like a rookie. You get what I'm saying? Round 3, he was balling. Round 4, he didn't know how to play defense. He didn't know how to shoot. He wasn't getting them same pick and rolls to the hoop. None of that.
But that goes back to what I was trying to say earlier. Joe Mazzulla outplayed them.
I will give Joe Mazzulla credit for that. I'm just saying from what I've seen on the basketball court. But Gafford didn't show up a couple games. Lively didn't show up a couple games. Luka was a turnover machine for the whole series. Kyrie averaged 4. He only played 1 good game to me through the whole series. To me, personally, Boston won by out-coaching, playing great defense, and that's what it was. And I'm not going to sit here and say
this sounds awful familiar to a series we saw in the Western Conference Finals in the Western Conference Finals when the Timberwolves, right? You're talking about the Timberwolves and the Mavs, right? When the Mavs went up against the Timberwolves, they went up against the worst possible Timberwolves team they could possibly go up against. Okay. Compared to what they did in the previous round, they look like a shell of themselves, right? They Anthony Edwards did not play. He shit the fucking bed. But he's a young player. Jaden McDaniels. Everybody focused on Cap. Jaden McDaniels was fucking hooping like he was prime Klay Thompson, right? Did any of us expect him to play like that the whole fucking series, especially in the finals? Fuck no. We have instances in every year that players play better or hot and play super good, and then they get to the finals or moments of importance in the games, and they just shell up. We have
I'm not saying lively. I'm saying he shit the bed, of course, but I'm not discrediting Boston for him. You get what I'm saying? Boston did they shit so he could shit the bed.
No matter what.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't care, bro. It don't matter what point you make.
But for me,
no. I'm saying,
let me say something real quick.
Lively should have. He should have went off because we didn't have Porzingis healthy.
And that is my point.
That's what he just said.
Porzingis is not healthy at all. He played one good game, 20-point game. None of us expected that. So what I'm saying is, for Lively to shit the bed with no Porzingis, nobody out there, basically, I have to give credit to Joe Mazzulla. And that's what I'm saying.
And for me personally, that's all I asked for, is for you to, like how I started the pod. Y'all said we wasn't going to win. Y'all said the Jays going fold. And all I'm asking for is y'all to give credit. Not one time has Dev given credit to the Celtics. Every time, always made excuses is for the Mavs. All he's got to say is the Celtics outcoached them and outplayed them. And that's all I'm asking for. He hasn't won.
Though. And hold on, can we talk about, because I'll give this to the Mavs as well, and Luka and Kyrie, and why I'm not putting as much blame on them as I am the Jason fucking Kidd. He should get fired. Why the fuck is he playing an 11-man rotation in the NBA Finals?
But it's just, and also, why are you calling a timeout when you're on a 20-2 run with a chance to win the game? That's all.
That's part of it, yeah.
So it's like,
but my issue is right here. You haven't said one thing about the Celtics. Everything you said so far is about the Mavs.
Because
all
y'all
say they lost because the Celtics were better, and you can't say that. That's the issue.
But y'all asking a question of what went wrong for the. Y'all asked me why I think the Mavs lost. Y'all asked me.
No, but then we asked you
if people played up to their standard. I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all what y'all want me to say is under no circumstances, no matter what happened in the series, no matter what would have went different, the Celtics was going to win regardless. That's not what I think. That's not my opinion.
No, and your point your point is if everything would have went wrong for the Celtics, the Mavs would have won. And if everything went right for the Mavs, they would have won. That's what you're saying.
I don't get how.
I hear if this player did this, if that player did this, if Jason
I named one player. I named one player. The star player. I've named one.
But I think
if you went into a game, if you shoot 38% and then in 2 of the first 3 games you shoot 38%, that's not saying y'all can't keep sitting there saying y'all did not shoot well when y'all shot the percentage that y'all shot the whole season.
Like you told us we had the worst 5-game offensive stretch in the entire season. Correct or wrong?
Yes.
Okay, so if you can't say if Kyrie played better and at the same time say the Celtics still gonna play their worst offense in the season. If you're gonna say one player gonna get better, then you gotta say the other player.
You don't have to say that because literally, if Kyrie,
okay, so like I said, you're just gonna sit on here and make excuses without giving credit.
That's not an excuse. Literally, like, bro, I don't.
So one player played bad, and it's an excuse, and the other players play bad, and that's just how it happens.
But the Celtics didn't play bad. Is what I'm saying.
They played the worst offense they played the whole season. It's still better than the Mavericks offense, yeah.
Bro, Dev, you're proving our point, bro. You're proving our point when you're
contradicting yourself. You're saying the Celtics played the worst they played all season.
What the Celtics' big thing was, y'all have to hit threes. Y'all did those in the game. That's what y'all just said. If y'all don't hit threes, y'all don't win.
That's what y'all said. That's what y'all told us.
So that's what the Celtics did. The Celtics hit threes. The Mavs did not do what they normally do. Everything else is predicated for y'all.
Did we score on offense what we supposed to score?
They score over 100 points.
Did we score what we normally score? The best offense in NBA history. Did we score what we normally score? Yes or no?
No, but y'all shot.
Okay, so that's it. You can't say Kyrie would play better and we still would have shit the bed. It's one or the other.
Y'all just came on here to argue because I'm telling you, y'all asked, what could the Mavs have done better?
I never asked that.
Listen, and if you look at it, did I ever tell you, Reese, that I felt Jason Tatum was not playing good? I said to you, even on live after game 2, even though Tatum wasn't scoring, his assists, where he don't usually get that many assists, made up for a lot of that scoring. So it wasn't as bad of a game. I came on there and said that. What I said for Kyrie is the difference is if Tatum has 30, he's not going to have 11, 12 assists most times. Kyrie
30 and 11 the last game. He just had 30 and 11 2 days ago.
Did I just say most games? Y'all gave me one example. I'm saying most times, how many 30-11 games do Tatum have?
He had one in the Pacers against the Pacers, I'm pretty sure. He had damn near triple-double against a 30-point triple-double against the Pacers.
He had 30 and 9 versus y'all too, didn't he?
When? What game was that? Game what?
Against
Against
it was
what I'm
he
saying.
had two 30-point games. Yeah, no, he had two 30-point
was
games.
Was it in Dallas?
Game 5, and then he had one in game 4. He had 30 points in game 4. And 9 assists. I could look it up. Hold on.
Game was 30 and 9 in game 3. 40? No,
all
game 3.
I'm saying is, bro.
So I know in the series, I know that game he was shooting terrible. He had 9 assists. I know that for sure.
So that's
I know that for sure.
So that's
one game out the series. I'm thinking of the other one.
And then
if Kyrie would have had, if he would have came out and been passing the ball like Tatum, all I'm saying is he wasn't
my point.
Or passing the ball. So he just shit the bed.
So my question is, so I got this for you. So a rounded player like Tatum that can do more than just score versus a player that can only score. That's all Kyrie's on the floor for. He can score. Can't play defense, mediocre passer at best. All he can do is score.
Now all of a sudden Tatum is just like he had.
I didn't say he's a great passer. I know.
I said hold on. I'm not saying I thought Jason Tatum's what's it called passing ability was underrated. His playmaking ability was the most underrated in NBA history. Not NBA history, but in the NBA right now. I told you that after game 1. I've been said that that's the reason I have him.
And did I not give him credit? And that's why I haven't said to y'all, I was not one of the people that was making fun of Jason Tatum when he was shooting bad in them games because he was finding other ways to.
Nah, he was affecting the whole game.
That's
what I'm saying.
That's my point.
So if your star is still doing that, it's not like saying your star did what, like you saying Tatum just played bad and Kyrie just played bad. Tatum didn't play that. He made up for it other ways. All I'm saying is Kyrie was just out there running around in circles, not even doing nothing.
That's who he is, though. He has one aspect to his game. One thing he can do. He can score. He can't do anything else on the court.
I think Kyrie
can't score, get the fuck out the game.
I don't see where we're looking at it and say Kyrie can't pass the ball. I'm not
saying he can't pass the ball. He's a mediocre passer at best. Am I wrong?
Yes, I think.
He's a great passer, Dev.
It's a lot between mediocre and great, Reese. Like you either got to be.
I think. Hold on.
I put him in the middle. I just call him a good
mediocre. That's the middle.
Yeah, I put him in the middle, bro.
It's mediocre. It's good. It's great. It ain't just
average 5 assists a game.
Middle of the pack, bro.
You said what?
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah,
that's mediocre. The definition of mediocre is middle of the pack. We all in agreement, but you, Dev.
We okay, bro.
You just said. Red just said, and you said he mediocre. I said there's a long way between mediocre and great.
And then Brad said he middle of the pack. Middle of the pack means mediocre. That's a definition of mediocre. Middle of the pack. What does mediocre mean, Dev?
And also, it's not the best. He doesn't have a backcourt duo that's good off ball. Luka is that's the worst aspect of his game. His off ball offense. He has none. He contributes nothing to your offense when he doesn't have the ball. That's another reason why Kyrie can't create for himself, because Luka's man is just gonna sag off him because he's not gonna move. He's just gonna stay stationary. It's like looking at fucking almost like looking at LeBron or James Harden, just them at the top of the key, just standing there watching Kyrie do his thing. Like I don't appreciate Luka. He has to. That's another. I've been said that Luka doesn't look fit to me. I've been telling people that he plays super good in these playoff runs, but once it gets down to the finals, like after the Timberwolves series, he was telling Kyrie, "Oh, I'm tired," and then Kyrie said, "Oh, that's how it's supposed to be," because he's not in fucking shape,
bro. All right,
and dude is not in fucking shape.
I want to keep doing this with Luka and talk about he wasn't making it through the games. Like, bro, the nigga he was doing all he could to even be out there. He getting numbing shots in his chest to even be. Y'all talking about he was tired. He was doing all he could. He didn't play good in 2 of the games.
He's not in shape. That's my. No, I'm talking about his injury. And hold on, let's not act like. Hold on, I don't give a fuck. Boo, fucking who? A bunch of.
That's why I haven't brought it up. It's not a big, but you can't just be like, oh well, he was getting tired. Well, fuck, bro. I mean,
well, if you want to talk about the finals, if you want to talk about injuries in the finals, then I know you criticize Jason Tatum for his performance in the 22 finals. The nigga's wrist was fucked. Jason Tatum, fractured his wrist before the NBA Finals against the Heat. But we don't want to bring that up. He played with a broken wrist all the time.
And the same thing you just said from last year. Game 7, Tatum got hurt. He still played. You just said that in this pod.
And that's what I'm saying. So I haven't brought up the end, but if you're going to say all of a sudden he looked tired,
no,
you got to add some context.
No,
he's not tired his whole career.
Luka averaged 24 minutes throughout the whole playoffs. He led the whole playoffs in minutes played. He averaged 39 minutes for the season. In the games Kyrie was out, he played 42 minutes a game. He's one of the most played players in the whole league. He played the most minutes out of everybody, injured or not. He be out there. That's not all of the other stars playing 32, 33, 34. Luka ain't never did that. Luka always played 37, 38, 39 minutes.
And one of the things,
hold on, Reese. And you just proved two of my points. Number one, the Mavs being too dependent on Luka. Why is Luka playing them that much minutes? Because they don't have enough offense.
Now he getting criticized for playing.
Hold on. No. Listen. Let me just make my point. Let me land.
Land, gang.
The number one reason I didn't believe in the Mavs is not because Luka Doncic. I believe he's the third best player in the fucking world. Okay, I'm not one of those people that don't believe in Luka Doncic, who's a super big hater. I think behind Giannis Antetokounmpo and Jokic, he's the third best player in the world. I'm not under no circumstances putting him down. All I'm saying is the reason that he looked fucking tired is not because of the fucking injury. Because he's fucking out of shape. That's my thing with them. Jason Tatum was injured, but we can't blame the reason he was tired in the finals because on his fit.
I'm just saying a wrist injury is different from an ankle, a knee, and a chest injury. No, if I sock you in your motherfucking chest, that's a lot different than me socking you in the motherfucking wrist. But I'm just gonna tell you.
Hold on, Reese. I just want to say one thing and then you can go. The reason why I've been saying this for years, you can ask any of my friends that I've been on live with, bro, any of the basketball dudes, I've been saying for years, Luka needs to fucking get in shape. And I think it's the reason that he plays so bad on offense is because his lateral movement is fucking trash. He has no lateral movement whatsoever. And on top of that, the general manager had to grab a beer from his hand when they won against the Timberwolves.
Now we can't. Everybody, first of all, bro, I'm gonna just tell you the truth. His lateral movement has nothing to do with his weight. He's a white man. Ask Reese. He's about slow as shit. That's contributing to. That has nothing to do with his fitness. He can lose 50 pounds. He's not moving fast this way to that way. I don't care. It's not happening. He can get down to 185 tomorrow. This way to that way, he's not moving fast. It's not gonna happen for him.
But it wasn't even the lateral movement on defense. Like, can we admit he was pure lazy out there? It wasn't his skill. It wasn't his skill ability on defense. He was lazy on the ball, off the ball. He stood there and watched.
He was
he's a terrible defender.
Oh my God,
he's a terrible defender.
He wasn't given the same effort he wasn't given the same effort he was given earlier in the series. But like I said on my video, it's just different a little bit with JB and Tatum because they're a little bit bigger than some of these other. So it's like he trying to do the same bump. It didn't work for him. But all I'm saying is, even with that, bro.
But that's why our argument is that we're built better. Like being a two-way.
I never said y'all wasn't.
But I'm saying JB and JT versus Kyrie and Luka. That's why we're built better because we play both sides of the ball, and that's something that Luka nor Kyrie can ever say. If they playing good on defense, then they don't have the energy to play offense. If they playing good on offense, then they're not good defenders, and they're just not good defenders in general. And like y'all was saying, Luka's a bad defender in general. Yeah, he's a bad defender. That don't give you an excuse to show no effort. He showed no effort.
No, for sure. He just didn't show no effort. I got Curry on my team. It took him years to get some effort in.
So and when he showed effort,
we start winning championships.
Yeah, and he was never a good defender when he was doing that. But him showing effort is a message to his team, and it's a message to other players. You're not gonna make me look like a bitch, bro. You know, going against Luka, he gonna let you score. He gonna watch you score.
Hold on, and let's not act like as rough as like criticize as much as I criticize his defense, he's had good moments in the playoffs that he showed us that he can guard.
He can do it. He can do it.
He can do it.
And it's because of his lack of effort on his body, bro. It's like Zion. It's borderline like Zion. It's not that bad, but it's like, bro, you come into the season unfit, and then you basically throughout the whole season. And honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I know everything that comes to his injuries, but I think a lot of his injuries have a lot to do with of his level of fitness, bro. That's the reason I feel like he got nicked.
I don't think that he is like, that's just, some people just built like that, bro. And part of what Luka make him special is the fact that he could use his body to get to where he needs to go.
Wasn't his ankle? Didn't he injure his ankle?
It was his
I want to say like a calf or something, right?
Like a Achilles.
Yeah. So you don't think that had anything to do with him being overweight?
Nothing happens. KD, the skinniest person in the league. He tore his whole shit up. Shit happens, bro. Like,
no, Dev, bro, stop, bro. I'm answering my question. Are you saying that you think Luka would you think Luka had fitness level had anything to do with the injury?
No.
Or proneness to it. I'm not saying you're prone to it. I'm just saying I'm not saying you're immune to injuries when you're fit, because we've seen everybody get it. If LeBron can get injured, nigga, everybody can, right?
The thing about Luka is, though, bro, we haven't, for his whole career, he's 6 years in now. He hasn't had any like crazy this was like the first year where he was like hella banged up or shit. Like, Luka been playing. Like, Luka been out there. He played games. He's not somebody that be like, you said Zion. Now, Zion is somebody that get hurt all the time. Kawhi get hurt all the time. AD before this year get hurt all the time. Luka, for the most part, be out there. And when he's out there, he gives you a lot of minutes. Like,
let me answer that. Number one, I think number one is because the reason why I think he should lose weight and it's a detriment to his skill level is because, bro, he's been this good being out of shape and being super slow. He doesn't rely on athleticism. His game doesn't rely on athleticism. I think we can all agree on that. But you cannot deny that he would play better, especially on defense, if he was in shape. It's just a fact. And the reason why it's so frustrating is you're such a good player. You're such a good player that you're just be in shape, bro. That's the only thing. If he was in shape and got nicked, I don't give a fuck. I'm not saying anything. I don't think anybody's saying it. I don't think anybody's saying anything to Zion if he was in shape, right? But I think the biggest gripe against him is he doesn't put the work into his body, and I don't think he's gonna have a longevity.
Just to speak to your point real quick before you ask your question, the thing about Luka is you saying he's not in shape. I don't think it's so much in shape. It's just he got to get a little bit more locked in on defense. When you a player, this is anything in life. If you come into something and it's as easy as the NBA been for Luka, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, I got to work on stuff. That's like if you constantly get an A on the paper, but it's like a 90. You like, oh, I got an A on the test. I don't need to go for a 95. I don't need to. Then you get to a harder challenge. It's like, oh, okay, this is why I need to study a little bit more. So you come in 6 years. He got 5 all NBA first team. Only 4 active players in the whole league got more, and all of them been playing 10 plus years. He just came off a season averaging 34, 9, and 9. So he just ran through the Western Conference. Everybody, a lot of people had to lose to the Clippers. All y'all had to lose to OKC. Then all y'all had to lose to the Timberwolves. So from his perspective, it was like, shit, this shit been cool. Now he got to this point. He's seen what it's gonna be in the finals. You got to get there. Everybody can't be Jordan. Everybody can't be D-Wade. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't go to the finals and just knock shit out their first time. You know what I'm saying? It takes certain shit to be Michael Jordan and Dwayne Wade. I don't know, but he got knocked on his ass. Same way Tatum did a couple years ago. He got knocked on his ass, and he had the same shooting efficiencies that he had last time. But this time the difference was he said, okay, I'm not shooting good. I'm going to get in I'm going to play make. I'm going to do this. I'm going to rebound. I'm going to play. He affected the game different ways. Now it's Luka's turn. He finally got here. If he didn't run through the shit doing now he got to work on it. He gonna come back.
And just to build on that, because I do fuck with Luka, so I don't want to just hate the whole time.
No, you've been hating the whole time for an hour.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I gotta end it with something good real quick.
Hold on, where y'all have top 5? We're looking your top 5 just to know.
I got Luka probably second behind Joker.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I gotta sit back and enjoy what I just watched for a whole season. He might be second, he might be third, but it's definitely second or third.
Yeah, he's second or third. Yeah.
Everybody agrees top 3.
He's top 3. He's top 3, no question.
Comparison. Now listen to this comparison. Remember Shaquille O'Neal dominated his whole that run with the Lakers, was going crazy, averaging how many, getting MVPs, championship finals MVPs.
3 straight finals MVPs, and he got an MVP in the process. 3 rings.
Right. And then everybody was commenting on his overweight size, but there's people like Dev that was saying, why do y'all care about his weight? He's so dominant. Woo. And then we see
I wasn't.
as his career went on, we did not see. So all I'm saying is, I being fat as fuck right now, does not mean he's gonna carry that on in his 30s, bro. If you want to be in the NBA for a long time, you have to make sure your body is good. And I promise you, if he does not fix his weight, it will become an issue to the point where he starts getting injury prone. And a player like Luka, who's already not behind the 8 ball when it comes to athleticism, if he has a bad injury like an Achilles or ACL, or God forbid anything worse like Paul George happened, he will not be the same.
And to touch on that point, the difference between Shaq and Luka was, it wasn't just that Shaq's size it was that Shaq didn't care to work out at all during the offseason. Luka, he spends every summer playing basketball the whole summer with his country. He doesn't.
Hookahs and drinking beer. He ain't doing a goddamn thing, bro.
He plays for them every year. He be out there every year hooping. He be in the gym. It's not like he don't take it serious. Shaq at his weight, and even if you want to bring up Shaq, but Shaq had 12 seasons of averaging 25 plus. So it's like, it wasn't like it took hella long for him to fall off. Like, he was in year like 14, 15 when he got to Miami that first year. That was year 13. He was second in MVP. Then
it was that Cleveland year. It was that Cleveland year
he
where
was still doing okay.
He was done.
He just didn't show up in the finals. But as far as Luka go, you can't say, it's like if Luka work ethic wasn't there, but Luka plays basketball year round all the time. Like, he never stops.
Your body is telling me the work ethic is in there. Because I'm gonna tell you 2 players in mind that I have in my mind that after or 3 players actually, after they took care of their body fitness wise, not just being fat and just getting skinny now, just working on their body and getting stronger and making sure their physique is ready for the season. Number 1, Steph Curry. People forget Steph Curry was light on his ass, did not have the handle he does now. He was getting pushed around, bullied, all type of shit. And then what he do, like MJ, got in the gym and fucking worked out. Oh, MJ, I just brought him up. Another player who was getting knocked on his ass.
No. Before you even start with these bullshit ass comparisons, we need fat people. Luka is naturally fat. You bring in skinny people that have to get bigger. Luka don't need to get bigger.
Hold on, I'm just
bringing. Don't need to get bigger. You got that right.
Hold on. I'm okay. We could go to Joker. Joker was fucking out of shape, not doing well. When he took care of his body, got skinny, and then what did he do? Win a championship. So all I'm saying is there's been.
I don't think Joker out of shape.
Nah, Joker was out of shape, bro. Stop it. Look, Joker lost like 30 pounds or something, 20 pounds. The year the year in between the bubble going up against AD after he got fucking dominated by AD. Yeah, AD, right? And then he comes back that 2021 year or 2022 year and comes in shape and plays fucking outstanding and plays better than he ever did before. Jokic was like that before people forget. Before the 2020 season, he was like that. It just bro did not look in shape, right? Once he got his body right, he turned into a fucking MVP, winning the last 3 MVPs out of the 4, right? So all I'm saying, I'm not saying that he can't do good without being completely in shape. He doesn't have to be LeBron. I'm not saying he has to be LeBron, but my nigga cut a couple pounds. My boy got my belly, bro. I bet me and Luke around the same fucking way right now. He's like, bro, you look 250. You feel? I don't play ball, bro.
I just feel like, bro, it's just as far as locking in a little bit more. It's like, as far as the weight goes, but I don't think that's a problem. But as far as
but listen, Dev, you're acting like just yes or no question. Do you think if he lost weight, it helped him with his performance? Yes or no?
On which end? I don't know. Because I feel like his weight is part of what makes him the dominant player he is. Reg, that's like Melo. You was a Melo fan. Part of Melo's game was the fact that he built the way he built.
Melo,
he gonna body you.
That's part of it. You take that away, it get tricky.
When was Melo out of shape?
When was Melo? But wait, Reg, we gotta remember he's some young boy. I think he said he like 20.
No. He was bulky. He was bulky. You talking about when he went to New York?
He was born the year Melo was drafted. We gotta remember. Melo was
all I'm saying was did we ever accuse Carmelo? Did y'all since you were there, old head? What did they ever accuse him of being out of shape?
Yes. They were saying Melo was They were saying Melo was chunky. They were saying his fat ass needs to cut weight. But
I mean, all right. If we talk about weight, I think the comparable comparison will probably be like Barkley. Barkley was doing all that great shit in Philly, right? He get the Phoenix, cut some weight, he finally made the finals. He don't win it because he ran to Jordan, but if we talking about weight, then probably that, like, you know what I mean?
And his weight was so crazy that it was for sure affecting. But even with Luka, that's what I'm saying. Even with his weight, it's like Charles Barkley cut weight, then made it to the final. Luka didn't been to the final. As soon as he got, they made the trades this season. Boom, he got to the final. The first year, Jalen Brunson went from being just an okay player to a really good player. Boom, conference finals, and lost to the same team y'all lost to. Steph Curry was just playing out of his mind. Shout out to him. But it's like before KP got hurt, they was gonna beat the Clippers. KP go down, they ended up losing. His starting center, I keep telling y'all, was Boban Bogdanovic. He has never played more than 7 minutes anywhere else after leaving Luka, and he was Luka's starting center playing 35 minutes a game. So, even with that, he was taking the Clippers to Game 7. So it's like, if you looking at it, this is his first time. Well, last year was his first time really being knocked on his ass, and he responded by getting to the finals. Now this is his first time in the playoffs, actually going up to a series where it's like he didn't play up to this. We've never seen, like, this is one of his only bad series ever, and he still gave us 29, 8, and 6. So it's like, he got to look at it now. This is his first time he didn't face adversity where it was like, okay, I have my guys, they had their guys, and we didn't stand up to the level. Nobody had them even coming close to beating the Clippers when they was first going.
I got a question. And Reese, I don't know if you were there with Dev when the series was going on, but did you say the same thing about Jason Tatum?
What about Jason Tatum?
Did you say the same thing you were saying about Luka now? Like, he got knocked on his ass, he's gonna come back better. Did you say the same thing?
And what's it against the Warriors?
Well, like when they played us, when they played the Warriors?
They played the Warriors.
No, he didn't say that.
No, so you said when y'all played.
The answer is no.
Exactly.
Wait, listen. You want to hear something? He got banned from Twitter after we lost, cussing me out. Cussing me out when the Celtics lost to the Warriors in the finals. So he got banned from Twitter, cussing me out because he was talking so much shit about Jason Tatum. So the answer is no. He didn't say he's gonna bounce back.
No, I just knew you was gonna be. I wasn't even there, and I know you was.
First off, bro, Reese will lie to you and act like I was to the neck by myself defending my argument for Jason Tatum being top 5.
No, he was.
Last season.
Oh, no, he was.
I still was saying Tatum top 5. They was you got more KD. Yes, he's the best big in the league. You were. I did think that he was gonna be better. And I'm not even just saying Luka gonna come back and just win it all next year. I'm just saying this was his first adversity, and we just seen it with Tatum. I didn't think that Tatum and Jaylen Brown was gonna be able to get it done. No, they did though. But when you look at most guys, they get knocked on their ass. It's just that Luka made it all the way to the finals and got knocked. We didn't see LeBron. He got swept his first final and then had the worst finals in NBA history from an NBA superstar against the Mavs.
His second finals. Yep.
And then he went on to do great shit. Cool. Now he's the second best player ever. But all I'm saying is, we've seen it in history. Name me a player to Luka's caliber, and we know for sure that y'all even saying Luka's still a top 3 player right now. But name me a player to that caliber that didn't go through some adversity.
I'm not questioning his ability when right now as it is. I'm questioning his ability going forward. Like longevity wise, that's what I'm questioning.
To build on what you're saying, to build on what both y'all saying, like
my question is, can he sustain this level of performance, right? At a later in his career, being this out of shape? No, because he's young and he can get away with it now. But I promise you, once he gets in his 30s and he's still fat, walking around at 260, coming into the training camp out of shape, drinking beer and shit, I promise you, he will not be averaging no 30 something.
Let me say something though. To kind of answer your question, I feel like kind of answer what you were saying earlier. When the Celtics went to the finals and lost, part of it was they were out of shape. They weren't mentally prepared. They weren't physically prepared. And what they have to do, they have to go get better. So the question is, can Luka and the Mavs in general go get better after this? Because if they come back the same way next year, they're still not going to be good enough. The question is, can they learn from their mistakes and get better? And I think specifically for the Celtics and Tatum, which I know is a different situation, he learned from that They went and got better. They went and got in shape, and they learned that by the third, fourth round, we need to still have our energy. And I think part of that is the same thing with the Timberwolves ran into this year. They weren't prepared to go to the third round. They weren't expecting that. And when they got to the third round, they ran out of juice. I think part of what happened with the Mavs is they started running out of juice.
So what I say to that is the only difference is Tatum was, and you didn't admit it to this two reasons. Like he didn't gave us reasons over the years to feel like he didn't been mentioned.
I agree. That's why I'm saying I think Luka is going to get better. I think he will be able to. But
I don't think Luka's really showed. I mean, other than this, before this series,
I agree with you.
There's not really no point where he showed that he like a mental midget. Like I don't feel like he's never like.
Hey, hold on, time out. That's another thing I don't like that narrative. Jason Tatum's not clutch. He's fucking clutch. I hate that narrative. It's been dragged all over this whole year. It's been fucking dragged that he's not clutch. But I can make a fucking case that he's one of the more clutch players in this fucking league. Point blank, period.
What Tatum do is in games when y'all running shit up, he like cool. He didn't show up in big games and y'all didn't blew teams out. If y'all running it up,
no, blow it out. I can bring up games and being clutch isn't just about being clutch just in when your team is down and you just need to come back. That's not the only definition of clutch. Clutch is
his moments for sure. But he didn't have some down ones.
Being clutch is performing at a high level in the playoffs, period. I don't give a fuck how much your team is down by and how much you bring them back at. You feel me? I don't care about none of that. I seen Jason Tatum in the 2022 playoffs be the second best player in that playoffs behind Steph Curry. I seen him ragdoll the Nets and KD and sweep them boys, bully KD. Clamp him, block his shit, send his shit to the stands, all type of shit. Then I seen him in the second round against the fucking Bucks in Game 6 in a closeout game for the Bucks where our season was on the line. He dropped 46 in Game 6. One of the best games I've seen any player play, let alone just Jason Tatum.
He was better than Luka in that playoffs.
Absolutely.
He played 5 games. Who cares?
Absolutely. He was
in 22. That was the year they got to the conference championship.
Okay, my fault.
They wouldn't have even been in that position because Luka again was injured and got nicked, and then Jalen Brunson did what? Dropped 2 back-to-back 30-point games. Okay, to beginning to end, Jason Tatum was a better player than Luka Doncic in the 2022 playoffs. That's just a fact. He scored the second most points behind Steph Curry and was a leading scorer in the fourth quarter of that whole series. And then
against the Heat.
Okay, he didn't play his best series against the
Heat. So
Heat.
you see how he was finna just gloss over that?
Hold on.
Crazy.
Listen, hold on. Let me get to this. He hurt his fucking right wrist. And like I said, I'm not gonna make any excuses. But that's also played a factor on why he didn't play as good and didn't shoot as well in the Heat series. But let's not act like he just completely fucking blew the cook. And we wouldn't have even been in that series if it wasn't for his performance in Game 6. So let's not even forget about that. All I heard was when Luka didn't play good in Game 1 and Game 2, all I fucking heard was the only reason why the Mavs are in this position is because of Luka. And now no, that's the only reason why Jason Tatum and the Celtics were in that position against the Heat to lose. To go Game 7 is because because of his performance in Game 6 and Game 7. Matter of fact, he played amazing in Game 7 as well. So like, all I'm saying is this narrative with Jason Tatum and not being clutch is fucking overblown and it's irritating because we've seen him time and time again come in clutch and do what he's supposed to do. And on top of that, in the 2022 finals, this is my last point before I'll let y'all go. In the 2022 finals, right? I seen Jason Tatum didn't play his best series. I was the first one to tell everybody that he didn't perform up to his level, and I was disappointed in him because I had a high bar for him. But to say that he played fucking trash when he averaged the same points, rebounds, and assists as LeBron James in his first finals against the Spurs. But everybody was
ass in that finals. But listen, the thing is, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying he's had mental midget moments. I'm not saying he's never had. That's why he was still in my top 5.
Everybody's had a moment where they didn't play well, and then they came out. They didn't come up.
He didn't have some lows.
And
then he said he did good in the 2022 playoffs, and then say he didn't do good against the Heat that well, and he didn't do good that well against the Warriors. That's 2 or 4.
Player that didn't have a mental midget moment. Because I'll tell you, each one of them, I'll tell you exactly when they had one. Steph had one in 2016. LeBron had one in 2011. Michael Jordan had one his first year back against Orlando. Like we could go down the list of every player and them playing bad in small measure moments. Kobe against the Pacers. Like I can name so many moments where players of legendary status have had small midget moments, but we don't hold that against them, especially at Jason Tatum's age. The nigga was 24, 23.
The difference in a lot of what you just said outside of LeBron, you said Curry in 2016, he was already a champ. He won in 2015. You said Michael Jordan after he came back against Orlando, he had already had 3 rings. Then you said, who was the last person you just named?
Cole.
You talking about a series that they won. So it's like, it's hard to compare.
I'm saying they've had mental midget moments. I'm saying mental midget moments.
And so the thing with the mental moment is you get considered, LeBron was considered a mental midget all the way until he won. That's how the shit go. If you own, I think with Tatum, bro, y'all want him to get top 5 credit, but not top 5 criticism. All of those players that you named before they won, Jordan, they were saying he couldn't get it done. All throughout his time before he finally won, even though he was going crazy, putting up great numbers, it really wasn't his fault most of the time. They said he couldn't get it done. Once he won, boom, that narrative was gone. But it was there. LeBron was getting clowned. I was one of them. I was there in the 2000s when he was putting up crazy numbers. I hold against him the Orlando series when he lost to Dwight Howard. I think he averaged 35 that series. But how the fuck did he lose to Dwight Howard?
He was cooking that series.
I was on his ass.
He was cooking and he lost.
That was 2009 when Orlando went to the finals against the Lakers.
We were supposed to see Kobe versus Bron that year in the finals.
And they lost it. I'd be on his ass, and he averaged 35. So it's like,
I agree with what you're saying though, that they all have their moments, and until they win, then you can't say nothing no more. But the issue is, the same thing's gonna happen with Luka right now. Until he wins, you can't.
Oh no, Luka's about to be in that same boat like a Chris Paul, like a James Harden.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right, yeah, we agree with that.
I bet they don't criticize him as much as they did Jason Tatum.
I know you on TikTok and Instagram. You must not be on Twitter because they've been on Twitter cooking the fuck. Like, you getting cooked so far. He's larger than anybody on the screen right now. They've been deep frying his ass.
Hold on. They're cooking him like they did Jason Tatum in 2022.
LaShawn McCoy just went on TV and said Luka Doncic is the worst all-star in history of basketball.
Has horrible takes. That nigga's trash.
Brian Windhorst.
Bit about basketball.
Shady do be capping.
Brian Windhorst went on TV and went so hard on Luka. They put the ether beat behind Brian Windhorst going in on Luka for 2.5 minutes straight. All they've been talking about is
I don't watch that whole show. They all had Mavs in 6 and 7. What's that? First things first, or speak first? Speak for yourself.
In the fucking Dallas arena talking that shit about Luka. Luka been getting dragged. I haven't seen one person.
And rightfully so. Rightfully so.
But I'm saying he deserved, but he's saying he ain't getting how Tatum got it. I'm just saying that's not true. I'm not saying it's not deserved.
I'm saying the way Tatum got it was deserved then, in the same way Luka is getting it now. He deserves it now until he can prove he can get over the hump.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying he won't get criticized. I'm just saying he won't get criticized to the level Jason Tatum was, because people are going to
bring him getting criticized after winning, bro. Nobody.
But no, the difference is though, bro. Like in the 2022 finals, we could literally point to Jason was playing good, then he just kind of fell off, and that was a big reason why y'all lost.
But you can't point to. I agree. He should have got criticized. But your point of all the people you named after they won, that criticism went away. Tatum just won, and people still saying discredit him, still saying he's not top 5. Saying he got carried
days ago, bro.
It's like discourse because Jalen won the Finals MVP.
Did they ever call Luka a fucking role player? Did they ever
play like one? He's never played. He's never.
Neither is Tatum. Tatum led the team in points, rebounds, and assists, and he's getting called a role player.
You got to look
about here.
You got to look at role player. Look at what he did in the first. That's what I'm saying. You Celtics fans are so set. If you look at how he was playing at the first half of the series, he was not playing good. He had 2 30-point games in them last couple games to then take it back over. He was not leading all in scoring the whole finals.
Hey, Reece, see what I'm talking about? That inconsistency. Didn't you just say that you thought you were one of the people that were saying Jason Tatum played well? That he was playing well even though he was shooting bad from the field? Then didn't you just say that?
Yes, but you saying he was inefficient though. You say he led him in points, rebounds, and assists. I'm saying them first 2 games he was not leading them in points. He got going later to then take over.
He played good though.
But throughout the whole playoffs though, the whole playoffs he led the team in every stat. And they will call him a role player going into the finals, and he led the team in every stat. It's not just the finals. They said that in every series, and he led the team in every stat. It's not just a 1 week thing. They've been saying this.
No, he did it.
When you look up for the casual fan, and you look up at Jaylen Brown getting Eastern Conference, obviously them just gonna be people on there trolling because Tatum didn't get the award. If your best player don't
But
get,
that's our point, though.
Bro, this is what it is.
Treat any other superstar like that. He won a ring, and he got called a role player. No other superstar getting treated.
He's
like
not
that.
getting called. I haven't heard anybody after the series say that. But
him
was Luka? So Reg, this question is to you. In the first round of the playoffs, when the Mavs was playing the Clippers, and Kyrie was scoring, was people not saying, Reese, you be on Twitter too, was people not saying Kyrie was carrying Luka? That they was not saying Luka is getting carried by Kyrie, this Kyrie team, oh, he the leader. It happened, bro. And Luka still averaged 29, 10, and 8 against the Clippers. And they sitting there telling people because Kyrie was he was doing cool shit, they were saying it was his team. That's what people do, bro. Luka was just getting that.
I hear you.
In this same playoffs.
I agree. Every player gets it, but not to the degree they do it to Jason Tatum. And I think a lot of that has to do with Jaylen Brown and how good he is. Because
show me a series where Jason Tatum has ever averaged 29, 10, and 8 and ever been called a rope. I mean, he got saved.
This irritates me. This is another thing I want to get to. This irritates me to my fucking core. People want to say, "Oh, Jason Tatum isn't the best player on his own team. Jaylen Brown is better than him," right? And I've been one of the biggest Jaylen Brown supporter since before he even got drafted. I've been saying I like him. People are now just recognizing how good Jaylen Brown is and then bashing Jason Tatum for it, right? Everybody recognizes that if you don't like Jason Tatum or you do, regardless, he's a top 10 player. It's undeniable. It's objective fact, right? But then you got people over here who number one didn't put Jaylen Brown in the third team All NBA, didn't select him for the all defensive team, right? Snubbed them for snubbed them time and time again. Didn't he just get snubbed for the USA team?
So right? So a guy that didn't get none of those awards then came and beat him out for the award to the people that didn't think Jaylen Brown was that good. It was shocking.
This is my spike though. This is the problem I have. It's cool. I'm not going to argue. If you say Jaylen Brown's better than you, I disagree, and you will lose that argument, but it's a conversation to have, right? But to all of a sudden say that Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum, when people barely have Jaylen Brown outside of their top 15. But when it comes to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown as a duo, oh, Jaylen Brown's all of a sudden better. It's fucking absurd. And nobody, I dare you name one person who said after one sports media outlet, Twitter, anything that said that Jaylen Brown was a top 10 player. None of them did. But now he's all of a sudden better than Jason Tatum.
Outplaying. Name me a superstar, bro, that averaged 22, 9, and 5 or 6 or whatever. That's not going to that's not super. Look at the numbers that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown put up compared to the last damn near 10 finals MVPs outside of Iggy.
Because you know what?
You know catch some slack for that, bro. If you a top 5 player, that's what being top 5 is, bro. It's unrational expectation.
And I gotta hop off, though. I gotta hop off. I appreciate you for having me, though, bro.
All good, bro. We gonna get you back on.
Celtics Nation, bro. All right, but my thing is, bro, the only thing that I have a problem with is because that people pick a fucking side. Do you want players to put up stats and perform at a high level even though their team is not winning, or do you want them to play team basketball and not have as good as stats? Because we could really talk about how all these other players who are not playing nearly on good teams as Jason Tatum from the beginning of his career played for a championship contender, right? And throughout the whole had to process how to develop with a team.
No, I'm so sorry to cut you off, Reg. What did he just say out of his mouth? His whole career, he'd have played for a championship contender. When I said that earlier in the pod, his head almost exploded. Now that Reese is gone, he just said his whole career to play for a championship contender, and it took him to year 7. And we wonder why he be getting criticized.
Hold on. I said from the beginning of his career, from the start of his first career, he had Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, Al Horford, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Then we lost Kyrie and Gordon Hayward fucking broke his leg in the first game of the 2018 season. That is no longer a fucking championship team. Okay, I'm saying from the beginning of the season, not by the time Jason Tatum went to the Eastern Conference Finals with LeBron. That was not no fucking championship contender. Okay, that's number one. Number two, Jason Tatum has to play with better players, so his stats are not gonna look as good as Luka's. I promise you, if you switch Luka and Kyrie, is Luka averaging the same amount of points, rebounds, and assists? Fuck no, he won't.
For the Celtics?
For the Celtics, no, he's not averaging that. He's not averaging 34 on the Celtics. Not the way that offense is ran, not how the Celtics play basketball. He's not averaging 34. He's not averaging 36.
Who talking about Luka?
Luka's not averaging 36 on the Celtics, bro.
Nah, it's different motion.
Not with
that's like saying Luka can average 34 on the Warriors. Like it's a different motion. Like
they won't be a bit of a team though.
Hell no.
But he would still be giving you closer to. He still be having about like what 28, 29. He would still be giving you.
I think Luka's better than Jason Tatum. But all I'm saying is his stats wouldn't look as good as it does now because he plays on a better team. He has to do more.
That's fine. It would never be 22, 9, and 4. Never. Under no circumstances.
Bro.
Put him on.
I promise you, Jason Tatum causes his team less games than Luka does. I do feel you when Jason Tatum has his lows to be low, but Luka's are lower. When Luka's playing bad, it's fucking bad. Jason Tatum is at least creating for himself, playing defense, doing all the little things. When Luka's not giving you anything offensively, he's a liability on the court. He's straight the fuck up. That's
the thing about Luka. You can't really give me too many examples of him shitting the bed offensively. He's the second leading scorer in NBA history as far as the playoffs go. He doesn't shit the bed. That's the difference between him and Tatum. Tatum, we have examples of where he was shitty. So it's like, he has to do other stuff. We don't have many, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Luka. I'm telling you, Luka needs to be better than what he was in the finals. But it's like, we don't have many games like where you could be like, oh yeah, remember that series where Luka did not show up and do what he's supposed to do. It ain't many of them examples like it is with Jason Tatum. That's the big difference that I'm trying to make to you. Like,
but that's fair. But he hasn't had the sample size of Jason Tatum. He hasn't been in the playoffs as much as him.
Exactly. He ain't had his teams ain't been as good. But every time he didn't have the team, like the two examples of him having a team where people stayed healthy and he had even a decent supporting cast. He got to the Western Conference Finals, and he got to the finals. Outside of them 2 years, you look at it and say the team that they had last year, once they got Kyrie, their pieces was not all there. They didn't figure it out, and they only had 15 games together. The year before that, they was in the conference finals. The year before that, he was in the playoffs, but he had to go up against the Clippers, who he didn't have a squad. That the 1 year KP was up, they was up 3-2, finna win the series. KP go down, they didn't win. Then the next year, KP was basically a cell of himself. They had Boban out there. He was out there with Tim Hardaway, and
he was playing with Dwight Powell.
Dwight, bro, his centers was Boban being backed up by Dwight Powell. You got to follow me for a little longer. I hate Dwight Powell more than almost any basketball player. The only player I hate more than Dwight Powell is the guy that ruined my Heat chances, Zeller. Zeller in Game 5 of the playoffs of the finals last year, he played 1 minute. We lost Game 5 of the finals by 5 points. Zeller played 2 minutes to start the fourth quarter. He was -6. We was +1 in the other 46 minutes of the game. Zeller and Dwight Powell are the two worst players, and that was Luka's backup to Boban, who, if he played more, would be in the situation with them of one of the worst centers. He's not even playing enough for me to even put him in the category because he's irrelevant. So all I'm saying is, Luka is when he showed you he didn't have help. He got to the Warriors, who was unstoppable. Also beat y'all, and then he just got to Boston, who was the best team. The only years he had help, he's lost to the two teams that won the championship. Who was the best two teams that year. So, and I'm not saying that's an excuse. I had him winning, so he got to be better. But you keep giving him help. He's showing you every time you give him anything, he turn it up.
Okay, I agree. I agree with everything you just said. But all that tells me is Luka's like everybody else. He needs a supporting cast.